Have you ever walked past a church or a community center while they were hosting a soup kitchen or a food bank and thought to yourself, I wonder what it would be like to be these people? Well, that exact thought went through my mind the first time I worked at a food bank. Hi, my name is Tyler Earl, and I believe that everyone should give back to their community. Now, there are many ways you can give back to the community, not just yours, but the environment or volunteering in other cities. There are many things you can volunteer at, like a soup kitchen, or to help pick up trash, or to work for your city's camp, which I did last summer. Giving back to your community does not only benefit your community, but it benefits you too. Also, giving back to your community does not just mean humans. It can mean your environment. You can pick up trash or help plant some new trees in a local park. Think about all the environmental activists helping our world. Each person could go out and help them. That would grow your group and make helping the environment a lot easier. What I'm saying is, giving back can come in many different shapes and forms. 2 Fridays a month, a social group called The Village works for a food bank called Second Harvest Food Bank. A food bank is where people can come through a line and pick out all different types of food. Food bank takes about 3 hours, including setup and taking downtime. During the holiday break, my dad offered to take me to the food bank. I was just sitting around doing nothing, so I was happy to go. It was early on a Friday morning, around 8 o'clock, when the volunteers were supposed to arrive and help set up. So my dad and I helped set up. He introduced me to some of the other volunteers. I shook a lot of hands, and before I knew it, we were about to open up. Now, since it was my first time, I was not sure what to expect. I was not expecting anything in particular, but I was kind of curious to see what type of people were going to come through. My job was to give all the people corn that wanted to have some. The people started to flow through, and I was doing my job. Once the food bank finished, all the volunteers had a chance to go around and get some of the food that was left over. So we cleaned up and went to go home. Once I got in the car, I just felt so good about myself and proud of myself for helping out the community. I enjoyed it so much that I had done it twice more after my first time and plan to do it again. Another story I have about giving back to the community is working for my city's Parks and Rec camp. Over the summer, I worked at Foster City Parks and Recreation Camp. This camp had many different age groups, from 4 to 5-year-olds to 7th graders. I was happy to work with them because they were always looking for new people to help with the camps. I worked with the 4 and 5-year-olds. I was super excited to work at the camp. I helped them out for 2 sessions, 4 weeks, which is 4 weeks. I was super excited to help out the camp and play with all of the kids. On the first day I walked into the camp, I talked with some of the counselors and waited for the kids to come into the camp. Now, I expected the kids would not come one by one. They would all arrive at the same time and enter like a short tsunami. Before I knew all of the toys we had laid out for the kids would be thrown across the room, and all of the kids would be running around. This is not how it went. They all came in very civilized and started to play with the toys. After 20 or so minutes, we all sat in a circle and began to start the day. The rest of the 2 sessions were some of the best weeks of my summer. I was proud of myself and was happy that I had the experience. Unfortunately, with what is going on currently, we are not able to help people who are in need. This is awful because we need to help them now more than ever. People who are on the streets are more likely to catch corona because they can't afford some of the things people need to protect their health. Earlier in the pandemic, when we were not quarantined, I saw a video of a person who went out and bought masks, hand sanitizer, and other things and made them into little care packages, gave them out to some homeless people in San Francisco. Right now, we cannot really take action in big groups. We can benefit the world by spreading awareness for the people who are not getting the help they need. So in quarantines, maybe they can. This belief is very important to my heart. Volunteering is one value that my family and I hold very close. If more people were to give back to the community, the way that the social group does every month, that would benefit so much more than just 1 or 2 people helping out. If more people volunteer, they can benefit our communities, our environment, and our world. Thank you.